Well, good evening, everybody. If you're joining us, just give it a few minutes. We'll have a lot of people in here tonight. Want to just thank you all for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and all of that good stuff. All right, girls. We hope everybody's having a great day. We appreciate all of you guys catching us up on the replays and all of that good stuff. Remember, what we do for you, we do for you. What we do for you. Popo, enough. Yeah? But we won't get too excited for a little bit. We're going to let people get in here. It's a beautiful evening in my part of the world, so I'm just going to sit out here and enjoy it. Whether anybody else likes it or not. Oh my God, Daisy. Mm-hmm. Well, hello and welcome in. Thank you for being here. Mm-hmm. All right, girls, enough.
You know what the best part about using Snapbox Pro is that it's
One of our big questions we're going to ask tonight, we've got a couple questions we're going to talk about throughout the evening. One, basically, as the title says, is the Philippines right for you? Are you right for the Philippines? And I just found these in the pantry, and I'm really excited because I like eating them. Do you have a favorite Filipino snack or an Asian snack? We all love snacks, and I'm always interested to find and try new snacks. So here's one of the new snacks. Well, it's not a new snack. We've been eating these for years. But something I found in my pantry. Lechong Mangkok Mananak flavor. Lechong flavor. These are basically like corn nuts. Mm-hmm. So while we kick back and wait for everybody to join us, I'm going to drink a Heineken tonight. It's spring. Feels a little bit like summer. I'm going to have some corn nuts from the Philippines. We're going to have a great discussion. That Heineken's good. I don't have any Red Horse from the Philippines, or I might have had one of those, but I'm going to have to get my buddy to send me some. I have to call him up and say, hey, how much money do you need for you to send me some more? Red Horse beer from the Philippines. Hope you guys are doing great tonight. Hope you've had a great day. We got some people mowing a yard over there, people walking over there, dogs barking over there. We got some people doing dirt work over there at that house. Man, but these are really good. These like are $1. I think this flavor is $1.89 at our local Asian store. There is a different flavor that's only like $1.99, but I think these are the more expensive flavor. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Oh. Man, I fed my birds yesterday. I put out 2 big glasses, like tumblers is what I use to scoop the bird feed. And my bird feeder yesterday, within 24 hours, every bit of it's gone. I think my birds are too greedy in this neighborhood. We're going to have to restrict their food intake. Try something a little different with them. Maybe it has too big of an opening and allows the bird feed to fall out too fast, is what I think. The birds don't really have to work at it, it comes out really fast. Man, we appreciate everybody coming in and joining us tonight. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk a lot about stuff. As I snack on these, and I am going to have my first beer of the year, of the summer. Heineken, which I like very much. It's one of the weaker beers. Well, I think it is, but it's the best tasting clear beer there is. I prefer dark and heavy beer, but I really like Heineken. It's refreshing. Whoever's in the background there, please feel forward to jump forward and say, hello, good evening. Are there going to be any beautiful women on your live stream tonight? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A lot of beautiful, beautiful women will be here shortly. I implore you to try these. Are there any Asian snacks that you really like? Uh-oh. Shit. These are from the Philippines. These are expired. They expired in January the 23rd of 25. This is 2025, right? That's okay. Just don't tell Lorelai. Lorelai doesn't like it when I eat expired food. But I don't mind. We hope everybody's doing great tonight. We do indeed. Well, I'm sitting here doing nothing. I was going to Google something. Shit. Forgot what I was Googling. Yeah, that's normal. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Feel free to chat us up. Let us know what's going on in your world. This weather's beautiful this week. I was hungry, but I didn't know what I wanted to eat. We bought Mexican for lunch because we were running around so much. But I didn't feel like eating my leftover Mexican food. Good evening to everybody in the background there. We appreciate y'all coming in and thumbsing up us. We're just kicking back in the yard tonight, watching the birds, enjoying a beautiful breeze, watching the dogs lay around, do nothing, killing some time for our big vacation coming up. We have had a lot to do today. Had to take our dogs to the vet today and get all that done. So we were worried about them. So we wanted to make sure we knew what we're getting into. Holy crap. The pro fisher. Holy crap and butt farts. I was fishing today. I caught my personal best, a largemouth 10.9. Holy shit. The pro fisher, which part of the country do you live in? Are you down south or were you out in California? Because I know 10.9 would be like catching a shark up north, but down in Florida, Georgia, someplace, my part of the country, that'd be you wouldn't catch one here 10 pounds. You couldn't catch one here 10 pounds. So I'm just curious which part of the world you're in. I think my largest is about 7.2. Gus Sanders is in the house. Good evening. How you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm having a snack. And that's part of what I'm asking everybody tonight is, are there an Asian snack that I should try that you guys like? This says boy. These are corn nuts, lechong flavored from the Philippines. You're in the Northeast and you caught a personal best of 10.9 in the Northeast? Holy crap. And it was a largemouth. Wow. That blows my mind, man. Wow. What did you catch them on? Sanders, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. We had a bunch of running around to do. We had to take our wiener dogs to the doctor today, to the vet. Lily, the one that got ran over by the car, was a little banged, has been banged up, but her leg was hurting her, so we took her in, and she's got a little bit of a sore where she rubs it on the ground. And we wanted our wiener dog with the heart failure to have a checkup before we go on our trip. Yeah, Georgia's good for bassing. Arkansas, we live in Arkansas. The part of Arkansas I live in, which is the northwest section, they don't really work on their fisheries here. It's a Corps of Engineer lake designed for energy production, so the fishing's not great here. I caught it on an 8-inch. All right, so a nice long one. An 8-inch rainbow rubber worm. Very good. 7.9 smallmouth. All right. That's great. Wow. Big fish. Yeah, I've always wanted to catch one of those big old Lake Okeechobee bass down in Florida. One of those swamp monsters, but never have. Pro Fisher, appreciate you having here. Good chatting with you too. As you know, we love fishing channels, outdoors channels. Take care, and we'll see you again. We're going to be doing some fishing down in Alabama next week. So we're going to bring some fishing videos and fishing live streams to the world. So, Gus, do you fish in Alabama? In Georgia? I couldn't remember if you do or not. So are you mainly doing the freshwater? Because I know you got a, saltwater inshore and Gulf coastline there. I like it all. I prefer to saltwater fish, to be honest, but I'll do any fishing. Perch, bass, crappie, trout, you name it, I don't care. Catfish, caught a lot of catfish in my life. That's one thing, our reservoir here, which is Beaver Lake, Table Rock, those lakes have a lot of catfish in them, and they're pretty easy to catch. All of our little ponds and lakes around here get stocked with catfish. I think the biggest one I've ever caught is like 30 pounds out in the river. But we don't have any catfish in rivers anywhere near us. So I'd probably have to drive an hour or more to find a catfish in river or a large enough creek for catfishing. It's a big fish, Gus. Do you like to limb line, jug fish, or rod and reel fish? I've done them all. With catfish, I used to have a buddy who's deceased now. Him and I used to do a lot of catfishing together, rod and reel, and that's what he really liked to do. So there's many evenings we would go out to one of the local spots, fish with cut shad, liver, but a lot of cut shad. He really liked cut shad. And we'd go and catfish, up until 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. It's kind of the thing we did, but way back when I was single and didn't have to worry about a wife. So we liked it, enjoyed it. I think it was more, it's definitely more fun to do with somebody else. We've done a whole lot of jug fishing in the past, which I think is fun. Running jugs, you put them out during the night and you go back in the morning and get them. I think that's fun. Running limb lines. But I'm very excited about getting to get to Alabama. I'm going to try to get our saltwater license for Alabama ordered tomorrow. I got the website pulled up. I need to see if I can go ahead and pre-order them for the time I need while I'm there, which I think I can. Being a visitor, I think I can have it start on Saturday and end, when I need it to end. So I got to double check things. That's what we did last time we were in Alabama. And we're not going to freshwater. We're not intending on freshwater fishing. And I guess how a lot of these states do it, everything below a line is considered saltwater. Everything above that is considered freshwater. You can buy both licenses, but as long as you stay like below Interstate 10, you don't have to have a freshwater license, even if you catch a bass. So that's what I remember from Mississippi and Alabama. And what I liked about Florida, you didn't even have a fishing license. You have to register, and you pay $1, if I remember right, to register. But I like the fact that whether I was a visitor or a citizen of the state, I didn't have to have a fishing license in Florida. I thought that was really, really nice. People, be able to encourage the fishing a whole lot more. So, but I got everything packed up. I'm going to make, we got the Fishing and Pack channel that I want to turn into a fishing channel. So I was telling my wife today, so look, when we go there, I want to make some videos, and I was telling her, so look, just so that she knows, we're going to do some live streams on this channel, but I want to make some video. I might have to take my GoPro so that I can just make some extra videos. But we want to make some extra videos that I can edit and load up on my Fishing with Pack channel so I can get to 50 subscribers on it. So therefore I can start doing live streams on it. But I was going to do a little bit of a video when we get there about all the stuff I brought to Alabama to fish with. Because I did buy a rod bag. A rod, and it's nice. It's better than I thought. I only paid like $30 for it off of Amazon. I thought it was going to come back and be really cheap, crappy plastic. But it actually seems very good quality. The zippers are heavy duty. And the reason I bought it was because we're taking our car, and I want to take a couple 7-foot rods. You know, that means there's no room for us, the dogs, the mobility scooter, you know what I mean? So I thought, well, if nothing else, I could put all my rods in this bag and I could strap it to the top of the to the car, right? To the, you know, what do you call the luggage racks? Because our car has a modular luggage rack system. And so the other day, I got it out, I was looking at it, and I realized the 2 rods that I was going to take, which are medium action, they break down, so they're 2-piece rods. And I'm like, all right, let me just take those and a couple of ultralight rods, and I can put them in this bag, and I can fold the bag over. It's like a 7-8 bag, and it'll fit in the car much easier, and I won't have to strap it to the raft, you know, top of the car. Because my wife was a little bit worried that, oh no, if we strap it to the car, what if it flies off? And I'm thinking, well, you don't understand. I'm going to zip tie it. I'm going to zip tie it to the luggage rack. So, but she was worried about it, so I'm kind of like, all right, I get it. I'll try to make it easier and simpler. But I want to show you guys that bag I bought. I do. I just haven't done a video on it. So while we're in Alabama and the weather's nice and a different environment, I thought, hey, that'd be a great opportunity to make a short little video for my Fishing with Pack channel as I try to get it to grow. So, you know, because I want to do some live streaming on it later this year and all of that good stuff. But Tim's in the house. Tim says, good evening. Everybody said hello to each other. Yeah, happy wife, happy. Well, you know, I got some philosophies about that. Hey, Tim, I'm glad you're here, my friend. I got a couple questions for you. Tonight, we got 3 main questions that we're going to talk about all night long. One, is the Philippines right for you? In general, not you. Are you right for the Philippines? And 2, is there any Asian snacks that's your favorite Asian snack? This is from the Philippines. I know you know what this is. So these are expired, but I'm still eating them. Just don't tell my wife because she doesn't let me eat expired food. But they're only expired by like, I don't know, 3 months. So they're still good. So those are the 3 things we're kind of talking about tonight. But Gus, here's what my brother believes what you just said, you know, happy wife, happy life. And I always tell my brother, I'm like, you know, in order to have a happy life, you have to make your wife happy. Is it really a happy life? Because that means, you know, you're focused on one and not the other, blah, blah, blah. You know, so I always believe that if I gotta make her happy just so that I'm happy. But I was telling a good friend the other day, they're off to the Philippines today. They're actually in Dallas right now catching a plane to fly to the Philippines for a month. And they're Filipina. They're the married couple that's getting remarried in the Philippines. And he told me the other day, I'm like, all right, so he's going to drive from Northwest Arkansas to Dallas. They were spending one night in a cousin's house, and then they were going to Uber from the cousin's house to the airport and catch a flight. But they got 2 cars. They got a new Mazda something or another, and they got a 25-year-old Toyota that he drives back and forth to work. And he likes to run things by me, and I'm sitting there talking to him the other day. He's like, well, I'm thinking about taking my Toyota to Dallas. And I'm like, and I'm one of these people that try not to say, what are you, dumb? I try to sit and say, well, all right, so explain to me your logic. Every place is paradise. You just have to recognize it as such. That's right. It's kind of like, what do they call that? What do they say about that, guys? Geographical relocation doesn't solve problems. So I told my buddy, he's young. I'm like, all right, so what's your logic in taking your car to Dallas versus the brand new car? He's like, well, if the Toyota gets scratched up at my cousin's house, or if they accidentally drive it, I'm really not out anything. And I'm like, okay. So I told him the story. I said, well, Lorelei has a nice car. I have an old beat up truck. Could it make it to Dallas? Absolutely. But why would I drive my old beat up truck to Dallas, Texas, when we can drive her really nice luxury car to Dallas, Texas? And he's like, yeah, well, I've thought about that. And I said, well, but you're missing a big, big point. When you get married, if you're in a relationship, your number one goal not is to make the wife happy, but is prevent them from saying, I told you so. I told him, I said, rule number one in life is you should prevent and avoid headaches, right? The best way to solve a problem is to prevent it from happening. So if your car breaks down on the way to Dallas, your old 25-year-old car breaks down to Dallas, you're going to hear it from your wife. She's going to bitch and complain and blah, blah, blah. You're going to spend more money, but you have a brand new car sitting in your garage. Why wouldn't you just drive the nice car to Dallas? Because, it's not about making the wife happy. It's about keeping her from bitching at you, is what I think. It's like, which battle's worth fighting over? I would rather have to have my car touched up scratch-wise if my cousin scratched it, which hopefully they wouldn't. And I told him, I said, the other thing you got to remember is simply take the car keys with you so they can't drive it. I do think every place you live, every place you go, has a twinge of paradise in it. I do. And I'm a failure, and I know this, but I truly believe that some of us aren't happy anywhere. Maybe I'm one of those people. I like to experience new things all the time. I don't like headaches. So I admit I'm one of those type of people. So I don't know if I could be truly, even in my $5 million mansion, if I would be unbored. I guess I get bored too easy. So I find the Philippines boring. I find America boring. So, well, and that's kind of what I told him. And so his wife wasn't in the room. My wife was sitting at the table, and she was giving me those evil eyes. Because I told our friend, I said, I spent all my day trying to make sure that one there, I don't have to listen to tell me, I told you so. And his wife was getting ready to go to work, and she came in the room, and Lorelei said something to her about, they're talking about which car to take to Dallas. And she's like, well, I told him to take the new car to Dallas. I don't know why he doesn't want to take the new car to Dallas. And I'm like, see, told you. If you would take the old car and you have any problems whatsoever, you're never going to hear the end of it. And you're going to Dallas to get on a plane, to go to the Philippines, to have a big fancy wedding in the Philippines. Domino effect, my friend, the domino effect. Well, and I told him, I said, we bought Lorelei's car for the purpose of traveling in it. I didn't buy an $80,000 pickup, a luxury pickup truck to travel in. I don't need that. I bought a pickup truck so that I could run down to the lake and go get mulch at Lowe's. I bought an old beat up pickup truck that I could go fishing in. We bought her a Subaru so that we could travel in. Dependability, reliability, comfort, ease. And so I had to have that little conversation with them, and I didn't ask today, but I'm assuming he took the new car to Dallas, Texas. But I told him, I said, look, I know your little Toyota's a good car, but it has 200,000 miles on it. It's a 5-hour drive. It's 25 years old. You drive, you know what I mean? I'm like, I want to rethink this one. So I'm hoping he did. I'm sure he did. We got to go water their plants when we get back from our vacation, so we'll double check to see. But we know that he probably did. We'll check their house before we go on vacation, then check when we come back. The Gabe, hi, how are you? Hello, Gabe. Gabe says the STAR test was easy today. Good, 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 good. Or the tax test, or whatever y'all want to call it. The test that has no true measurement of intellect. Yes. Well, I'm glad it was easy for you. I'm glad you felt like you did well. So congratulations on that, Gabe. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know that you felt like you did pretty good with it. So nice, man. So, but we, thinking of snacks, we sent him a list and we're going to send him so here's the great thing, Tim, and for all of you folks that love food and Filipino food, our friends that are going there, they're taking like the max. They're taking 2 big suitcases each, up to 50 kilos, the carry-on and the personal bag, full of stuff to give to the Philippines. So they're going, and they don't have anything to bring back. So we gave them a grocery list. So they're going to be buying groceries for us, our snacks that we can't get here in the Philippines, and bringing them back in their suitcase for us. So that's one good added benefit, I guess, for us. Tim says, way to go, Gabe. Absolutely. Well, I got to go. See you, Gabe. Congratulations again on doing very well. We will have a great day, buddy. We will. We're glad you're doing good, and we're glad you felt like it was an easy test. You have to let us know how the results come out in a couple of weeks when you hear back. So I'm excited about that. Our friends are going to bring over some of those Choco Moco bars. That's why I asked, what other Asian snacks do you guys like? Because I'm making a list to send them later. He's going to bring over those really cheap candy bars, those Coco Mochos, I think is what they're called. And he's bringing back some of the tuna I can't pronounce it, the tuna and the 555, the round cans that are about this tall, the calendera that has like peas and carrots in a red sauce. Man, I'm a big fan of that. Oh my gosh, I love that stuff. I eat it with crackers. Love it. But you got to pay $3 a can for it, plus shipping and handling to get it here. It makes me wonder if they taught to the test. Yeah. See, that's the bad thing. I remember when I was in public schools, Tim, I will tell you this. I know for a fact, back when I was a kid, we would have a week or 2 leading up to the test that they would teach us what's going to be on the test. Yeah, we had prep work to get ready for those standardized testing. Now, that's not fair, right? That's not a true measurement of what they're teaching. But as we've talked about, those tests are so biased, geographically biased, culturally biased, it's unbelievable. So I don't think any of them are good. What? But I remember that. I remember our teachers. I remember we had a whole week or 2 leading up to the exams. You know, they announce it. Hey, when are the exams? Exams are here. You know, Michael Moore's back in the house. Hello, Michael. Good to see you. Whoa, I'm gonna get my fat dog up here. Everybody say hello to the fat dog. Sit down. Michael, it's good to see you. It's good to know that you're back. Michael, do you have a favorite snack? You like my doggie? This one's Daisy. I'll show you Lily. Let me turn the camera around. That's Lily. She's the red wiener dog. She's the one that got ran over by a car last year. And Daisy, the black one here, is the one in heart failure. Said hi, yes. Everybody said hello to Michael. Michael, how are you? What's going on in your world? I'm just hanging out in the backyard today. We're getting ready to go on vacation soon. Enjoying the weather. Wow, 900 words per minute. Holy crap. That's pretty fast. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't like it, the standardized testing. I think it's, I don't know. There has to, but then again, I also don't really support the Department of Education. I don't feel that, I feel whether you like the Department of Ed or not, as somebody that taught in higher ed, I always believed that the Department of Education was not preparing our high school, junior high, elementary kids for the next level. Michael says, I'm going to go to the pool on summer. Nice. Well, when you're a young person, summertime at the pool is where the girls hang out, so it's a good place to go. We will support your effort in going to the pool. When we were kids, we all did it, or we went to the lake. Around here, growing up, we did both. We went to the lake and swam a lot, and then we had a couple community pools, but the lake was cheaper. Our community pools, you had to pay to get in, maybe $3 back then for the day. But then they would sell you a $12 hot dog and, a $90 bag of potato chips, But I'm a big fan of summer. I used to love summers. When I was teaching, I loved it because they still paid me and I didn't have to come to work. I'm just saying. What? My neighbors are doing some dirt work or concrete work. Maybe they're putting a pool in. I don't know what they're doing over there. Earl King says, hello, everybody. How are y'all? Good to see you, Earl. How are you doing today? What's going on in your part of the world? Good to have you here. Hope you're having a good evening. I'm having a great evening. It's beautiful. I wanted to come out here in the daylight, sit under the ceiling fan, hang out with my dogs, and visit with all of you kind people. Have an Asian snack. So my question tonight is there an Asian snack that you know about and or that you really like for everybody? I like Asian snacks. I like snacks. And we're getting our grocery bag that we're taking to on vacation packed. So, our emergency food supply. So that when we're down on vacation in our Airbnb, we have groceries to eat. What? My dog is all excited. Says, what's going on? What is it? Earl says, I'm good. I'm going home and went to swimming class. Very nice. Swimming class. I took swimming lessons as a kid. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Tim says, I knew a special education teacher that when she retired, the state recalled her to fix special education programs. She only answered to the governor of New York. That's nice. What you know, I taught college. I never taught in public schools. But I think, I would hate to say this, but from the public school teachers I did know, it's because some of them taught part-time at the college. They would want to pick up a little extra money. I kind of got the sense that a lot of public school teachers phone it in, that they really don't put their heart and soul into it. And I can understand why, because even myself, teaching at the college level, my last few years, we were basically told to dummy it down, not to challenge the students, make it easy so they could pass, and don't expect much out of them. And this is at the college level. And look what has happened to our society since then. You know what I mean? It's sad. So I don't know if the Department of Education, I don't know, Tim, have you ever heard the big news lately about, we got a lot of Americans very, very mad right now, again, because they're going to have to start repaying their student loans. Big thing in the news here. Trump signed the executive order, I guess, telling everybody, look, if you have student loan debt and you haven't been paying it, you better start paying it, because you're going to go into default and we're going to collect on you. So they're all mad and upset that they got to pay back. And what I think is funny, I like this. And obviously you can tell their education didn't work for them, because they get on TV and they say, it is unfair that we got to pay back our student loan. Well, I guess they didn't take economics and learn what a loan was, right? So it's really funny how many people are all been out of shape that they got to pay back a loan that they took out. So a lot of people now are figured that out, and they're not using the word loan out of their sentence. But we shouldn't have to pay back that money from our education. You borrow money, you should have to pay it back, Tim. I totally agree. Now look, and real simply put, my student loans have been paid off for years, but I was smart enough not to want to buy a new car and not to buy new laptops and new everything, new clothes. Our education system in America is broken because our student loan program, because the schools, the colleges get a kickback. The more student loan money they get, the bigger return they get from the federal government, the bigger help they get. So, and the more they get back from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and all these other groups, student loan groups. So it's a scam. But I was smart enough to, as a young person, go, no, I'm just going to borrow money that I absolutely need and then pay it back. And I paid mine back off in a couple of years. But I didn't borrow a lot either. And I spent my college career talking people out of student loans versus into student loans. I was even called to the dean's office one time and said, our financial aid office heard that in your classes you talk about, student debt and blah, blah, blah. And said, yeah. Like, well, they would really like it if you didn't talk so much about student loans. And I'm like, tough shit. Use the post 911 GI Bill? Good. And I think a GI Bill is totally different than a student loan. But I knew students, because I was at the college level forever, who they would get every penny they could in student loans, and they go, well, I'll just figure out how to pay it back. I'm only going to give $100 a month for the rest of my life, But they would use it to buy cars with, to pay their rent, buy laptop computers, nice purses, going out and partying on. I used mine truly for educational expenses. And now those same people are crying, you know, because we now want them to pay back their loan. And as you guys know, Biden couldn't get the debt forgiveness, the student loan debt forgiveness program off the shelf or complete it. So instead, he just said the United States government couldn't collect on past debt. So now Trump has said, no, we're going to collect on your back debt. But that's what Biden did. He just said, okay, we're not going to forgive your loan. We're just not going to collect it. Zero loan after college? Nice. You know, and one of the worst things colleges used to do, they used to allow credit card companies to go on campus and solicit people to take out credit cards to add for that debt. You know, debt is the number one killer. I mean, dream killer in the world is debt. I've been doing debt counseling all of my life. And it's number one thing that kills people's dreams. If you have debt, you need to pay your debt off so that you can live free and do what you want to do. So I'm kind of real big on that. Well, that's what's going on in the news here lately. A lot of people are mad. And of course, who are the maddest people? The woke individuals that don't have jobs. You know, there's one thing I think, the ones I think, you know, that we need to recognize and believe in their fantasy about what gender they are or whatever those crapping things are. They're the ones who's maddest. Oh, how dare the government do this, you know. It's just crazy. But I've tried really hard over the years to make sure students didn't go into debt. But it was frowned upon at my college. No, we need to get them into debt. We need to encourage them. No, we don't. Had zero loan payments after college. That's the best way to be, buddy. You know, I think when I graduated, I probably had less than $10,000 in student loan debt. That's all I ever had amassed. And I was able to pay it off pretty quickly. Because I didn't want it to linger. Didn't want it. But that's the big news here, man. You know, people are mad. Oh my goodness. How dare you make me pay back the money I owe you? You know. Harvard's mad. They're suing the government because we're going to take their money. Just crazy. Everybody's mad about something. Which is nothing new. I mean, it was that way 4 years ago to be that way 100 years from now. It's one thing I try to teach people. Look, everybody's going to be mad about something. You can't make everybody happy. So all you should try to do is make yourself happy. And what are they bringing? More equipment over? They got a big dump truck sitting there. They got some tractors. What are they doing? They're blocking everybody's driveway over there. Think they're putting a swimming pool in, maybe? Their yard is too small. Look, I've been in their house. When we had this one built, it was one of the last ones built. Their yard is smaller than mine. I don't know how they can put a swimming pool in. I don't even have a credit card. Well, I don't think that's a wrong thing, especially living in the Philippines. I do think that a credit card and or a Visa debit card is necessary in the United States. But as long as you don't care, we don't carry any credit card debt. We have credit card and we use it. Dave Ramsey doesn't like credit cards at all. And I understand why, but I disagree with him. I think having a credit card, if you pay it off every month and you can take advantage of some of the perks and benefits, is not a bad thing. But our number one rule is we charge and then we pay it off. A debit card a lot of debit cards will allow you to book a rental car and things like that. Before, you had to have a Visa a MasterCard, a credit card, a real credit card, and you know this, Tim, you're old like me, to book like hotels and to book rental cars. But now if you have a debit card, a Visa-backed debit card, you can do it with that. So we have debit cards to all of our bank accounts, obviously, but we also use one particular credit card, and that's it. And I use it a lot. I pay it off every month. I get as many points and rewards as I can out of it, and we're happy with it that way. I know a lot of people do American Express that way. No, what the hell are they doing over there? Sounds like they're jackhammering concrete. I wonder if they got a permit. I wonder if any of our neighborhood Karens and Darrens will come over and go, "What do you guys do over there? Did you get the POA to approve that?" You know, so. But yeah, I'm with you, Tim. I think we had a debit card, obviously. When we were in the Philippines, living in the Philippines, we used our Charles Schwab debit card. We have a Filipino bank too, but I don't remember if we had a debit card, or maybe Lorelei did. I wasn't on the bank in the Philippines. I was only on the American stuff. So I don't know what we had in the Philippines, to be honest. I used my Charles Schwab in the Philippines and we traveled worldwide. But I really don't know what we had, what we used. I know our Discover card was accepted quite a bit in the Philippines. My Charles Schwab account was accepted, and we'd go to the ATM and just take out cash and do it that way. So, but I don't remember if she had a Bank of the Philippines credit card or not, or debit card. I can't remember. I know I don't remember. Yeah, cash for purchasing anything, yes. And, and I know the Philippines has gotten really big on like Cash App, right? Where you can order your food and just put it on the Cash App, or isn't that what they call it in the Philippines? Gcash. Gcash. So I think it's called Gcash, right, Tim? So I know Lorelei did that a lot to pay for all kinds of things in the Philippines. Gcash. Yeah, that's what I want to say it was. But I think using real money is always good when you can do it. You know, I think the Philippines will be in big trouble if they become, well, they're becoming like America from a financial institution standpoint. 20 years, yeah, I have Gcash that I preload. Yes, that's what it is. The Philippines is on this verge of becoming like America was in the 50s and the 60s when credit was just starting to evolve. The Philippine people aren't ready to go into credit card debt, but it's starting to happen. Loans for cars are much easier for a lot of the Filipinos. Getting credit cards now, borrowing money, not only that weird illegal, what do they call that, 555 money or 666 money, something like that. Not that, but there is credit debt available in the Philippines that was never there 20 years ago. And I think it's going to get a lot of the Filipino people in trouble because they can't pay that stuff back. They don't have. And we know people personally that are in this boat. Somebody said, "Hey, we'll give you 0% interest. You can buy this car. It's only going to take you 7 years to pay it off." Oh my God, at 0% interest, woohoo. Never mind the fact that they actually put a administrative fee on it until the car is worthless, Good evening from Pat. Pat says good evening to everybody. Yes. It was, Tim, let's see if I get this right. Hang on, I got two things in my brain, Tim. So hang on, let me get the Bank of Italy, which is now the Bank of America, was the first real bank here. Was it Diners Club? Was it Diners Club? Pat, how are you doing? What's going on in your world? Hope things are going great for you. How's the brother doing today or tonight, last night? I want to say Diners Club, Pat. Sorry, Tim. Pat saying hello to you, Gus. Gus is hanging out in the background, eating, relaxing, and enjoying his evening. Doing good. Nice, nice, nice. We're doing good. We had a busy day. We had to take the dogs to the vet, get them checked up before our vacation. We had to go and get Marcus having fun. Our dog is in heart failure, and she had a really bad episode. And so the vet prescribed an opiate that we're supposed to give her. So we've got that on order, but it's a very limited thing. Diners Club. There you go. Yeah. Doesn't exist. I think Discover is the evolution of Diners Club. And then there's the American Express card after that. Because what I'll say, Tim, my first Discover card had the Diners Club logo along with some others on it. So Discover took over all these smaller cards. My first credit card in the world, in the whole entire world, was a Sears credit card. Yeah, buddy, I got a Sears credit card. Which I do believe Discover took over Sears's credit. Well, Pat, Daisy, the heart failure dog, had a really bad episode over the weekend, so we wanted to have her checked and ask, what can we do if this happens again? And he said, well, there's nothing you can do when it happens. The best thing you can do is up the medicine that we're already giving her. So he wanted us to raise the drugs. And then he gave us another thing, a narcotic, that will help her if we need to start taking it. Then Lily, the one that got ran over that has the bad foot, the last couple of days she's been limping and not feeling well. So the vet noticed, he got real close and looked, he said, the callus where she's rubbing on the ground, something's poked it. So she's got a sore spot, so we're trying to baby her foot on our trip. So we had to take him in for that. And he gave Lily, with the bad foot and leg, some more pain medicine, kind of a very mild anti-inflammatory pain medicine. And so we got another prescription of that. So, but yeah, but other than that, they're doing okay. We're just trying to make sure that they are good for our trip because we got a 12-hour drive on Saturday. And they're going to be doing a lot in the car. Lorelai wants to take them everywhere with us. Man, that's going to be some rough driving. So I'm trying to convince her. Hopefully our Airbnb will be nice enough. Marcos is in the house. Hello, Marcos. Marcos, thank you for being here. I'm doing good. How are you? How are things in your part of the world? Thank you all for saying hello and subscribing to the channel, liking the channel, giving us a thumbs up tonight if you haven't done it already. So we're just trying to get prepared, is what it is. It's what it is. Just trying to, make sure the dogs are good before we go on that. Because we don't know any vets where we're going, and we like our vet. So, it cost me $120 to see him today, but at least we know that the dogs are okay. Yeah, you got to be careful about that, Pat. Chihuahua might have heart problems, and they do. They can be underdeveloped. German Shepherd likes to play rough with them. Yes, they do. You send me Visa USA. Sure. I have a PayPal account right there on my YouTube channel. It says PayPal. You go right there and you put $500 in that, and I'll get your Visa sent to you. That's all you got to do. PayPal on my YouTube channel, click on that, put 500 USD, and I'll get your Visa sent to you. Yeah, so yeah. Happy airplanes back in the house. How are you happy? Yo, 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 row your boat gently down the stream. So that's all we were doing with the dogs. It's just, you know. But Pat, I got a couple questions for you. Do you have a favorite? I was eating these are expired, but don't tell my wife. I really like these corn nuts. Do you have any favorite Asian snacks that we should try? Or is there a favorite Asian Filipino snack? Asian snack in general? So thanks, and Marco says, anytime. As soon as it clears, I'll get you your Visa sent to you. Tim saying hello to Happy. So, and one of my questions is, are you right for the Philippines? And or is the Philippines right for you? I'm going to try to build some content around that over the next few months. Been a while trying to think of some. Yeah, well, these, I like Asian snacks. These are the lechon flavor corn nuts. We get them at our local Asian store. They're $1.69 or 89 a bag, so they're kind of pricey. But I just looked at the back of it, and it says they expired in January. And Lorelai doesn't like me eating expired food, so just don't tell her. Yeah, we like these. Okay, Marco says, my job is cooking in the kitchen. Nice. My job is to eat food cooked from a kitchen. That's my number one job. My favorite thing to do, especially if somebody else has cooked it, because then it probably tastes better than, I don't know about you guys. I really don't. But here's one of those weird questions about like how you hear your own voice. Is it better when somebody else cooks food, or is it better when you cook your own food? I always think my food doesn't taste as well as I think it's going to. So I like eating other people's cooking because it usually tastes better than mine. Have you tried the Filipino brownie yet in the Philippines? Oh. Are you talking about the pillows? The little pillows? I've had the pillows, if that's kind of what you mean. But brownie bites? Yes, I've had the brownie bites too. Marco says, look me picta. Okay, picture. In the Philippines, old-fashioned chef-made and SMO. No, I haven't had those. No. I haven't had those. That sounds good. Depends on what food is cooked. Chocolate brownies. I see these are made, yes. Yeah, for tea, I don't know. I just think everything I cook is disappointing. I really do. I know it's kind of weird, but I'm kind of like, I wish somebody else would have made this. A lot of Asian snacks and food are very exotic. I know, and we love them. The seaweed snacks are really good. I like those. I like the Korean rice crackers with seaweed on them. I got friends that go into the Philippines today. They're going to bring me over some choco moco, and some other things. Oh, they gave you a tour how it was made. That's cool. Very specially made brownies. That's nice. No, I've never had those. I've had the banana chips in the Philippines. I've had the fresh pork rinds, the fresh butterfly looking or angel wing, the angel wing looking crackers, sweet crackers. And there's also kind of like a raisin puff pastry from the Philippines that I really like. I like that with my coffee. Yeah, I like the raisin thingies with my coffee. I make good chili and cheesecake. Yeah, I can make really good desserts. Chili, I am always disappointed in because I'm just like, man, there's just something not right. It may be the fact that I'm too impatient. When it comes to cooking, I don't have a lot of patience. But I'm good at making sweets. Caramel brownie, mint brownie, some other flavors, nice. It's kind of like homemade fudge. So, but I make good cheesecake too. It takes time and patience to make really good cheesecake. Chili, I make good cornbread, but I just don't think I cook as well as I think I do. You know, I mean, I like salads. I suck at making salads. I really like tuna fish salad, egg salad, chicken salad, but it never comes out as good as you get like at a really good deli. And maybe that's my problem. I've been blessed enough to eat food from all over the world at some 5-star luxury resorts and on cruise ships and other places. So I've eaten some really good stuff. So when I make it, I'm always going, this doesn't taste like that 5-star stuff. All right, nice. So now I've had the brownies that they make at Red Ribbon and Yellow. Sorry, not Yellow. Goldilocks. If you want desserts, I think Red Ribbon and Goldilocks do fantastic cakes, especially the mango one. All right, yeah. So we've had a lot of we've had every sweet that Goldilocks and Red Ribbon makes. Excuse me. Happy says, in Bangladesh, there's a snack named chanakar, which is made with pulsed flour, peanuts, chickpeas, flour noodles, vegetable, rolled rice, and spices. Well, Happy, it sounds pretty good. Can you send me some? It sounds really good. I like chickpeas. Goldilocks makes you sick. So you must like Red Ribbon better if you have anything. What I always thought what I thought was, and I don't remember now, I told people that if you took Goldilocks cake and you took Red Ribbon's frosting, you had a perfect cake, or vice versa. I can't remember. But I like the little cheese Danishes and things like that from Red Ribbon and Goldilocks. I might have to order some when we get back from Alabama. But I'm still shocked how cheap they are. I mean, as you know, we've been to Red Ribbons in America, and the cake that would cost you $10 in the Philippines costs you $50 in America. A while back, several months back, James sent Lorelai and I some snacks from Goldilocks out in California. But yeah, I think we ate 80% Red Ribbon, and the other 25% of the time was Goldilocks. But I remember thinking one of them had a better cake and the other one had better icing. I just don't remember which was which. But I always thought it was fun because we could buy cakes in the Philippines, and when Lorelai's family came over, it cost me very little money, and they thought they were in heaven. Wow, we're getting to eat Goldilocks or Red Ribbon. Oh my gosh, and I'm sitting there laughing at myself going, this is so cheap, it's unbelievable. So yeah, let me feed him cake and get him high on sugar, send him home. And then we always had leftovers, so we'd give them to the little neighborhood kids, slices of cake to give away because, But I like unique snacks. I'm real big on trying things I've never tried before. I really am. And I don't want to eat bugs, but I'm happy to try. Like I like hummus. You know, I don't know. I'm really interested in trying things. It doesn't mean I'm going to like it, but I will definitely give something a try to see what I feel about it and how I like it. So yeah. But yeah, we can order Goldilocks off of the Goldilocks America. Man, that stuff is expensive. I don't like sponge cake in stores here. Yeah, I don't eat that sponge cake either. You know, when I was a teenager, my grandparents, I guess my grandfather was a diabetic, so they would buy a lot of that sponge cake and they would want to put strawberries and whipped cream on top of it, and it was fine. But I thought sponge cake always kind of sucked. You know, I'm like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Just give me the strawberries and the whipped topping and forget that weird spongy cake. You like the Betty Crocker, Duncan Hines stuff? Yeah. I got to admit, I do like the Betty Hines brownies pretty well. Especially like the rich chocolate or something, the fudge. Those are good brownies. Easy to make and good out of the box. We, some of the best desserts I've had is on a cruise ship. You know, we have a lot of private bakeries or local bakeries around here. And I've been disappointed. I mean, they're fancy. They make the cakes. They can, you know, it's kind of like, you know, they can decorate them to be anything you want them to be. But the cake itself is not very good. But they can make it look like a Eiffel Tower or a wiener dog for that matter. But, you know. I got the B-Day cake for my son in the cake section. They made in grocery stores. We didn't like their cakes. Okay, at Walmart. Yeah, I kind of like the pre-made ones ready to go. Yeah, now we have a local grocery store chain here called Harps. There's only probably 20 of them in the nation, and they're based out of here. But I don't know which bakery they use, but they don't use the same as Walmart. They use a bakery, and their cakes are really good. I mean, we all know in this region when you can taste a Harps cake versus a Walmart cake, and they cost more, but they are really, 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 really good. And I buy them for Lorelei's birthdays and friends' birthdays all the time. That's funny. It seems like you read that just off the internet ad. Happy. So, but we get cakes at Harps. Really good cake. Really good cake. Really, really good cake. And I don't know which bakery they use. I think they have their own bakery because they also specialize in rolls and breads. And they say, remember this now, they say they have their own bakery. Canuts. Didn't understand a word you said, my friend. You're going to have to put that in English, and maybe we can go from there. Because me, I can only read English, and barely read English at that. Yeah, I don't like sponge cakes. I don't like the little things that, remember when we were kids, our folks would buy for strawberry shortcakes? I don't like those either. So Connect, thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Everybody, haven't given us one yet. Make sure you try to do your best in English. I know English is not your normal language. Just try to do your best, and I'll help you out how I can. But yeah, they're gonna bring me some Choco Moco candy bars from the Philippines. They're dirt cheap. They're like what, 10 or 12 pesos each. But man, they are one of the best candy bars I've ever had in my life. They're not very sweet. Man, they're really good. So my friends that are going over for their wedding, they're going to bring me back a case of them. They said, I'm like, you don't got to bring me back a damn case. I'd rather have some of the tuna in the can. I like pineapple upside down cake. Yes. Try peach upside down pineapple cake. You know what I mean? Get rid of the pineapple, substitute for peach. I like that. Salerno's Christmas cookies? Yes. Salerno's a good brand. Nice. Yes, yes. I'm a big cobbler fan. I guess, I grew up eating blackberry and raspberry and peach cobbler from, old people. So I like that with vanilla ice cream, I gotta admit. But I don't like ubi ice cream. I've had it a lot in the Philippines, and I'm okay with it, but it's not that exciting. I do like mix mix or halo halo is one of my favorite desserts in the world, I gotta admit. The halo halo or mix mix in the Philippines is one of my favorite. I like it when they put cornflakes on top of it. That's the same here, yes. What other good dessert? I like the juice. I was telling my friends who are going there that they're so excited about all the food they're going to eat in the Philippines. And they're going to be in Cebu, and so we gave them some recommendations. But I told them, I said, one of my favorite things to do in the Philippines is to go eat one, Korean fried chicken, and two is to drink the Four Season juice and the tropical mango juice that you get at restaurants in pitchers. Oh my God, I love that crap. You like banana ketchup? Ooh, that's disgusting. I'm not a fan of that one, Pat. I got to pass on that. I've had it. We got some in the house, but we don't buy it anymore because Lorelai doesn't like it enough to buy it. But yeah, that one's not for me. Yeah, I've tried it and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. But it's popular. I agree. We have it, if we're having big Filipino parties, we'll make sure and buy a fresh bottle so people can have it here, but I don't like it. But I love going to outdoor restaurants and ordering the juice. Man, I could sit there and just drink that juice all night long. I know it's crazy, but man, I like that fresh juice. Pat says, is it KFC banana ketchup? Yes, that's correct brand. That's it. Marcos has given us some pretty thumbs uppers or peace signs or little bunnies. I can't tell which one. Yeah, that's it. It's a KFC brand. Yes. Yep. But Korean fried chicken is really good. We had a lot of that in the Philippines. Canucks is asking, what is banana ketchup? Well, do you know what ketchup is? Red ketchup, like for French fries and things of that nature and hamburgers. The red stuff is a tomato base. Well, banana ketchup is just that. It's a banana-based ketchup. So it has banana and vinegar and some seasonings in it. It's a condiment. It's something that you would put on your food. Tim, see, you're a smart man, not allowed in your house, The good thing is it doesn't stink. Marco says, I listen to you. Good. You're a smart man. Only smart people, Marcos, listens to me. Pat likes that stuff on his fries, Tim. I don't even like ketchup very much. Regular traditional ketchup, because after it sits out, the vinegar starts to leach out of it and you can smell it. So if I have ketchup, I need to eat it pretty quickly. I need to get in there and eat my ketchup and then wash it off the plate because it stinks. I have 50 years, Marco says. 50 years of listening to me, or 50 years what? I have 50 years of what? Give me a couple more words on that one, Marcos. being smart because you've known me for 50 years, you know. Um, so I'm not even a big ketchup fan. I'm not even a big mustard fan. I like mustard over ketchup. I only like mayo on certain things. I can't, it drives me crazy when they put, like at Jollibee, they put mayonnaise on the damn hamburgers. Don't do that. I mean, the first time I had that, I was so grossed out in the Philippines. I'm like, what is this? We went to Jollibee one night when I first got to the Philippines the very first time, way many 20, 30, 40,000 years ago. And we went into Jollibee, and I didn't know any better. And Lorelai gives me this, she didn't think anything about it. And I bite into this hamburger, and I'm like, what is wrong with this? What is wrong with this? I can't, and I'm being nice, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with this hamburger? And then I finally had the nerve to peel back, and I realized they put mayonnaise on it. I'm like, yes, it doesn't sink because I don't eat it. H and H, Marco says. I heard a lot of jokes from the Philippine men that they balut. Oh, that balut helps with the manhood. Well, the Filipino men would need help with their manhood because they have little bitty manhoods. Us Americans don't need any help. Trust me. And I don't think any food does that. I do think there are foods that kind of get your blood going, and that maybe helps, but I don't know. Yes, Tim, I agree with you. And I agree with you 1,000%. I like tomatoes on sandwiches and hamburgers. Forget the ketchup. Just put a really good couple of tomatoes on there with some pickles, maybe a little lettuce. That's all you need. Some cheese, I laugh at his jokes in the Philippines. Oh man, but that's how I see it. I mean, here's my number one rule. If you got to take food that makes you more manly, then you're not man enough to begin with. So a lot of jokes. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good to have fun. But we like a lot of international food. I think I love Indian food, Pakistani food, Greek food, Japanese food, Thai food, Chinese food. I don't know what Australian food is. So I don't know, besides kangaroo. Vegemite. I tried to buy some Vegemite the other day. German food is good, some of it. I'm not a sauerkraut fan. I hate sauerkraut. Can't stand it. But they do have some good brats, sausages, potato salad, beer, breads. But sauerkraut I can't do and I won't do. Cake, isn't it German chocolate cake? Isn't that the famous chocolate cake? Yeah, Pat likes that. So, I don't know what Canadians make either. Grew up with a salt shaker in the garden. Yeah, I know what you mean. I kind of did too. I grew up around my grandparents. I don't like salt. But my grandfather, we'd go out in the garden and pick tomatoes and things and cucumbers, and he'd bust them open and cut them open with his knife and put salt on them and eat them as we're picking them. And he'd give them to me, and I'd scrape the salt off and eat them without the salt because I'm not a big salt fan. But I know what you mean by that. Lawson's in the house. How are you? How was your day today, Lawson? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. We hope you're doing well today. Just I got back from church. Today's Wednesday. Saw you were live but couldn't get in because I was you should have got up and said, "Preacher man, let me tell you a story. I want to tell you a story." No. You're doing the right thing by not interrupting church services. See, I don't like salt on anything. French fries, chips, watermelon, dirt. I don't like salt. Yeah, Tim says hot German potato salad is yummy, yummy, yummy for the tummy, tummy, tummy. I love German potato salad. My grandparents, I'm German, but my grandparents were German, and she would make homemade. My God, I love that stuff. Connect says church is good. Well, especially if they got wine to drink and food to eat. My day was good. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good, you know. I wanted to come outside and sit and enjoy my evening, just relax before we got a big trip coming up, as you know. So I'm trying to kill some time and I'm anxious. You know, I'm sitting here today, the weather's really nice, and I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? But I'm realizing, remember, I told you guys that I have a really bad habit before I go on vacation of hurting myself. And then Lorelai gets mad at me. So I'm trying to not hurt myself before we go on vacation this weekend. So I'm kind of bored and I'm irritated because I want to go, 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 but I have nowhere to go, 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 go to. What am I raising funds for? Pat says, is Church's Chicken still in business? Yeah, we have one right down the road. I don't like them, but we have one. Yeah, we have one right over here. We have a couple of them around us. Connect wants to know, what am I raising money for? Well, I have a PayPal account, and I'm raising money so I can buy my wife a beach house. A house on the water is what I'm doing. Thank you for asking and participating, Connects. I appreciate that. So yes, I very much want my beautiful wife to have her dream house. So I'm asking all of you kind people to give us money so we can make our dream come true. I don't even know if there's salt in my house. There's salt in mine. Lorelai sucks it down. MJ and Vina is like done. How's everybody? Woohoo! Thank you for giving us a like. We have salt. Lorelai, I had to work hard over the years to get Lorelai to quit using salt so much, but she still uses the magic syrup a little too much. Michael, MJ, how are you tonight? Hello, brother MJ and Venus. Hello, hey, Tim, David, and all of the other wonderful people MJ is saying. How's things going in the Philippines? What's up with you, man? So did you see my question for the night? I got 3 questions tonight. Is the Philippines right for you? Or are you right for the Philippines? 2, 3, do you have a favorite Asian snack you would like to share with us? And I don't mean your wife. Doing good, sipping coffee on the porch. Ugh. Isn't it like 97 degrees there? I quit drinking 3-in-1. 3-in-1 was tearing me up. I like it. I like the flavor, but I've given up all of that sugary processed stuff. Gave it all up. Don't do it anymore at all. I'm sitting on my porch. I had a Heineken earlier. I have some Gatorade in a bottled water. And I was having some of my corn nuts. So, but we took the dogs to the vet. They got a good bill of health for our vacation coming up. Yeah, right. Very bad for healthy eating. I know, but you can't pry that thing out of a Filipina's hand if you tried. You know, I mean, it's like it's gold or something. I'm like, well, if you're, I told Lorelai a long time ago. I said, if your cooking is so bad that you got to add this to it to make it taste better, then why don't you just make your food taste better to begin with? That didn't go over too well. I'm drinking 3-in-1, but also have a grinder and some 100% coffee beans. I do. Ooh. So you're Arabica coffee beans. So you're one of those rich Americans living in the Philippines. It feels like 95 at 9 a.m. Yeah, and MJ sitting outside drinking coffee. Crazy boy. I like the 3-in-1, but man, 1, it wasn't good for my weight, and 2, if I didn't have it for 2 or 3 weeks and had one, it would tear me up. So I just gave it all up. I think my Monster Energy Zero Ultra is my favorite American drink. Monster Energy Zero. Okay, this so Monster Energy drink with 0 calories, right? What flavor are you liking, Connects? What about beer or Coke or Pepsi? All of that's from America. What about iced tea? That's American. So I don't really drink energy drinks. I drink my V8 energy, but I don't drink Monster energy drinks and things like that. I just don't. My doctor said that if I did it in moderation, I could get away with it with a bad heart, but he didn't want me to do it. It's 86 Fahrenheit, feels like 97 according to AccuWeather. Nice. It's getting a little cool here. I got my ceiling fan going. Sun's going down, so it's probably in the low 70s now. I just come inside to the AC, to the air conditioning. Nice. Yeah, we're not going to try to turn ours on until middle of next month. Our AC is broke. Uh-oh. Maybe Dennis can get you more AC. You know, Dennis, our good friend Dennis, is an expert in the AC world. Maybe he can turn you on to some AC. So fans only, that's all right. I don't mind fans only. MJ, yes. I can't drink energy drinks either. Not good from a hot. Yes. I have a hernia between my lungs, a hiatal hernia. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't. I never got hooked on the energy drinks. I never really bought any of them. And my doctor warned me, you know, look, years ago when my heart failure happened, don't do anything like that. Don't do it. So I just never really got into it. I do like the V8 energy, but it's not really an energy drink like Monster and Red Bull. It's really not. But I drink one of those every day in the mornings. So I try not to overstimulate myself. Because just, you know, I get overstimulated just by looking at myself in the mirror and going, damn, woo-wee, who's that? So, got to be careful there. Yeah, V8 juice is good. I have the, in America, and I don't know, you probably were here when they had it. They have a V8 energy drink. It comes in like mango pineapple, orange pineapple, or there's a bunch of different flavors. It only has 50 calories. It's pretty good and clean. But I drink the traditional V8 also, and I like the very traditional V8 juice. I haven't seen any around here. V8 juice, you might try that. Landers, places like that. Connects like Southern food, right? So you think my favorite restaurant in Washington is probably Southern Kitchen. You know, I like Southern food. I kind of grew up on it, so I like it. I remember V8 Splash. Yeah, they still have Splash. But this is a new thing, comes in little metal cans. It's called V8 Energy. But they still have the Splash, but that has a lot of sugar in it. This is you know, when you drain it, it's clear liquid. So there's no artificial colors. Yeah, MJ said, yeah, SNR might have some, yes. We like V8. I like V8. Lorelai can't stand it. She drank some the other day and went, this is disgusting. And I'm going, don't drink it. Leave it alone. It's mine. Well, and that's the thing, Tim. You got to understand this. When you're moving, your fans only move air. It doesn't cool the temperature. So what you got to do is use a spray bottle and put moisture on your skin, and you'll feel much cooler. So when I was an expert in indoor air quality, it's one thing we emphasize. Look, ceiling fans can move the air around, but it can't change the temperature. But you can change the temperature by putting a little bit of humidity in the air. Yeah, well, a heater or a hairdryer. Canada, man, don't tell Dennis that. The evaporation effect, that's right. Evaporation cooling. I don't know. But I'm looking for, you know, So what I need is some snack ideals that I haven't thought of because we got friends going to the Philippines and they're going to bring back a bunch of snacks. So I'm trying to think of some Asian snacks or things that you can find in the Philippines that I might want to tell him, hey, bring me back some of this. He's bringing me back a bunch of cocoa. Is it choco or cocoa? Choco moco? I can't remember what it's all called. No, man, those are hot and nasty, man. Sugary, chemically, man, those are bad for you. You drink those or you eat those chips and you're gonna die. And they're gonna clog your arteries and make your blood pressure go out the window and you're gonna suffer horribly death. No, don't do that. You know. Lorelai loves Cheetos. Yeah, I wouldn't eat hot chips. I don't even like Doritos. I think Doritos, I like the Cool Ranch Doritos. But regular Doritos, I don't like regular Doritos. Lorelai likes those. I don't like the regular Doritos. Yeah, you need a cold beer with them, and you need a lot of cold beer with them. Dried mango, yeah, we got some of that, and we can buy that locally. Yeah. Beer makes everything healthier. Yeah, I had a Heineken earlier. I was going to have a red horse, but I didn't have any. So, Choco Moco bars. Cheap little candy bar in the Philippines, but I love them. They're like 10 or 11 pesos maybe. And I like the tuna canasada and the little metal cans, the little 555 stuff, the little cylinders. So he's going to bring me back some of those. But he asked, what else can I bring back? We got empty suitcases. And I'm like, I don't know. But by the time you come back in a month, I'm going to have a list for you. So, yeah. So I need to find a few more items that he can bring back. Because, they don't have any good cheese or peanut butter or anything unique like that. He can bring back some banana chips, I guess. Maybe some fresh pork rinds or, some local cookies or something. But, we're trying to, maybe some of he can bring back some of the Spam, the Filipino Spam. Because it's like $6 a can in America. Yeah, the tuna sauce and the veggies. That's right. I love that stuff. In order to get it in America, you got to pay $3 a can plus shipping and handling. So I need him to bring me 2 or 3 cases of it because I eat that stuff year round on crackers. I don't see any Frito corn chips. I like corn chips. Regular just Frito corn chips, I really like those. I like them with chili and soups. I really, really like those. And the chili flavored ones are pretty good. Do anybody remember the Vincent Price actor? His father had a candy factory. Remember the jelly candy bars? Vincent Price actor. His father had a candy factory. You talking about Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory? Is that who you're thinking of? Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory? Hang on a second. I'm going to stand up and turn my ceiling fan off. No, Pat said you're crazy, man, I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that, Pat. Cadets, I don't know what you're doing, but you're getting spammed again. So, no, I saw something the other day. I really like Reese's peanut butter cups. They came out with the chocolate lava Reese's peanut butter cup. But now they're advertising peanut butter and jelly Reese's peanut butter cups. Grape and strawberry jelly inside of one of those. We haven't had them yet, but I've seen that advertising. He sure did. All right, I believe you. You know, yeah, I don't know. It sounds okay, but I gotta, I don't know if they're gonna be good or not. Connect says Reese's Faces. I hope I runned it. Oh, Reese's Feces. Oh, you're trying to be. Oh no, it's Reese's peanut butter cups. They don't make anymore. I think it's funny. Guys, do they still make the Zero bar? You guys remember what that Zero bar was? The white bar? Wow. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can Google that, Pat. Let me look if I can just Google it real quick. Now, I don't like Reese's Pieces. I like Reese's peanut butter cups. Reese's Pieces is what E.T. did, right? So, what was the guy's name? Vincent Price. So Vincent Price's father, Vincent Leonard Price Sr., was the president of the National Candy Company. His grandfather, Dr. Price, invented baking powder. The first cream of tartar-based baking powder. The family fortune was built on those two adventures. Wow. I'm trying to see if I can find a name. All right, Connect, see you tomorrow. I will fall asleep now. All right, Connect, we appreciate you. Remember to throw some money in that PayPal account. So I guess I need to try to figure out what the National Candy Company made. Let's see if we can Google what it. I'm trying to see if I can figure out what they made, but I'm not having any luck. I will send you probably $150 and I get paid this summer. Stay good looking, brother. I will do it. All right, man. Now remember, I only need $5 million. So you don't got to send me $150 million, just $5 million. The Goo Goo candy bars made in Nashville, Tennessee. The Goo Goo, no. I remember the Go-Go Girls made at the strip club. The Goo Goo Clusters is what I think their name was. Well, I'm trying to find. I'm trying to figure out. I want to know what kind of candy. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get some information here. The National Candy Company, later known as Necco, not Nabisco, Necco, was best known for the namesake, the wafers, the Necco waffles, originally called Hub wafers. They also made Sweethearts, Clark Bar, Haviland Thin Mints, and a Sky Bar. So the only ones I really know of are Sweethearts, which I hated, and I do remember the Clark Bar. How does that help with our knowledge today, guys? We did good knowing things now, didn't we, Daisy? But, was that, let me look that up too, MJ, because I'm starting to think I might know what the Google thing is, the go-go, or that's starting to sound familiar. It came in a white package, if I remember right. Let me try that. Yeah, I do remember those. It was apparently Nashville's claim to fame is a coconut candy variety pack they make now. These. You like Heath bars? See, I'm not a fan of Heath bars or the Butterfingers. Not a big fan of those either. Wow, that makes sense because they're from Nashville. Yeah, they're from Nashville. They are indeed from the great state of Nashville, Tennessee. From the Grand Ole Opry. Let's go for your go boy. Whatever. I don't know. I like the German candies, I gotta admit. The Swedish and the Germans do the best with chocolates. Just saying. You know, come on. You can't beat, you know, and there's some good, you know, you just can't beat good German candy, Swedish. You know, you just, I mean, I'm just telling you. I miss the fact that Lorelei's uncle, who's German, is now living in the Philippines because every year they would ship us a box of weird random German chocolates that aren't on the market all the time and stuff. And I miss those days, but now he's living in the Philippines and he never ships us anything. But every year he would get us stuff from, like, you know, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, you know, Belgium, all of those different places. The Necco wafers, yes, Tim, that's what they made. So I do like I'll tell you this, you know, you can buy wafers in the Philippines, like the strawberry wafers, the ubi wafers, you know, they're better than what we have American wafers. The American wafers, or the wafers that we buy in America, are they're sugar wafers. In America, they're sugar wafers. In the Philippines, they don't have as much sugar in them, and they're much better. Yeah, Kit Kat bars. The Kit Kat bars are good. I like Kit Kat. I do. I'm a big Kit Kat fan. I like Thin Mints. You know, the little Andes and the Thin Mints. Kit Kats are good. Snickers are good. I'm a big Snickers fan. You know, Cadbury is a good brand. I should have went and got some Easter candy now that Easter's over, but it's probably all gone now. But we're trying not to eat as much candy. We're not. We're trying to be not fat pigs as much in this house. Because I got another 20 or 30 pounds I want to lose. So I'm trying to not be horrible. But I like Oreo cookies. And Oreo makes everything now. Have you noticed that? You can buy Oreo everything. They've gone bonkers with Oreos. Oreos yogurt, ice cream. I mean, you name it. I will say this. Some of the best ice cream is Haagen-Dazs. And then there's also, do you guys remember when you go to the convenience store and you dig through there and find these chocolate tacos in a little wrapper? My God, those were good too. Be right back. My Bluetooth speaker roosters are being too loud. Yeah, that's the way it is at this place. Between the dogs and the construction work, I think somebody's building a swimming pool or they're doing something, but they're making a lot of road construction noise over there. But I like the Haagen-Dazs bars. Ice cream is really good. And I used to like Ben and Jerry's ice cream, but I don't like them anymore because I don't like the company anymore. But it's good ice cream. But Haagen-Dazs is really good ice cream. I'm trying to think of Mars bars are still good, I think. And then peanut clusters and almond clusters. I like one of my favorite things. I wonder what that is called even. Let me see if I can find fruit slices. You guys know what fruit slices are? I love, fruit slice candy. This is one of my favorite candies in the world. Fruit slices. I don't know if you guys can see that. Or did it move? Fruit slices. One of my favorite candies. I don't know why, but it's one of my favorite candies. Fruit roll-up cups. Yeah. Yep, fruit slices. I buy them I don't buy them very often, maybe once a year. But oh my God, I love them. And it's by the Zachary Company. But man, those are so good. Pop Rocks were cool. Yeah, we thought we were getting some kind of weird drug or something. Remember when you could buy cigarettes at the convenience store and smoke them as a little 4-year-old kid? Remember that? I'm talking about advertising. Talk about targeting your audience for future business, right? Pop Rocks are good, and if you put them, remember, there's the urban myth that if you put Pop Rocks in your mouth and you drink Coke with it, your intestines will explode. But I always thought those cigarettes were funny, those candy cigarettes. Why not just sell candy cocaine, candy heroin, candy alcohol, So, pretty smart going on by the tobacco industry there. You used to buy those cigarettes? Me too as a kid. There you go. If you have a Butterfinger and a Mountain Dew, it's a complete breakfast. Breakfast champions. Bye. Have you had Nerds candy? I have, and I don't like Nerds, but I'm not a big fan of sour at all. Like Sweet Tarts, Nerds, even the Starburst, things like those. I'm not a big fan of anything that has any sourness to it. Okay, Lily? I'm a nerd. Well, maybe that's why Venus likes you. So, but yeah, I'm not a nerd fan. I'm not any of those. Even Skittles. I don't like Skittles. I don't like Skittles. I don't like anything like that. I like fruit slices. Maybe since we're going on vacation next week, Maybe I'll try to buy some fruit slices. What do you say, Daisy? Daisy, you want fruit slices? My dog will. Well, Lily will eat anything. Daisy's very particular. But maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll buy some for vacation. We do have a local chocolate factory here. I can't remember what they're called. Out by Eureka Springs, Arkansas, there's a homemade chocolate place. And we go there about once or twice a year. They're very expensive, but it makes some really good homemade chocolates. I remember the cinnamon Red Hots. I didn't like them either, but I remember them. And what was the other thing like that? Juju beans or something? Was it Junju or June beans or Juju beans? Where there were different colors. But yeah, I haven't seen those. And then they had the Red Hots, the Juju beans. So remember the little dots in paper that you almost always got some paper? Yes. Yeah, the colored ones, yes. Has your blood pressure improved since you lost weight? Well, Tim, the problem is my blood pressure is not a problem. I have the opposite problem. I got to be careful that my blood pressure doesn't go down. So my heart failure is the opposite of most. Most people got to worry about blood pressure. I got to worry about keeping mine up. That's why they put a pacemaker in, and I'm on certain medicine, not to bring it down, but to keep it elevated. Because if I go off the medicine, well, simply put, if I took the pacemaker out, my blood pressure would go so low that I die. So I have what you call a low ejection fraction rate. And right now, it's still about 20% below normal. So my blood pressure isn't a factor. But I feel better losing 60 pounds. I like to get another 20 to 30 off. It'd be great. So I do feel better. I feel more energetic. Oh, shit. Yeah, the orange fruit slices is part of the mixed fruit slices. That's when I got, oh, thinking of that, remember those orange spongy peanut things? Man, those were gross. You remember those little orange peanuts? Ugh. But I got hooked on I like the orange slices, and then I found out that they made all kinds of other flavors of the orange slices. Oh my God. But yeah, those peanuts, ew, those are gross. I like Big Chunk. I think that was the name. Chocolate with peanuts, yes, those are good. Big square candy, yes. I wish we all didn't have heart problems. It's scary. My stepfather has it also, stroke problems. Damn. Yeah, it sucks. You know, one thing I've learned about being on YouTube is there's more of us, all of us on YouTube seem to have health issues. I think it's just a collective for unhealthy people or people with issues. But I have heart failure, lung failure, kidney problems, I have a lot of problems, but I try to be positive. I try to exercise. I try not to exercise anymore, to be honest. I've talked to my doctors about this, and they said it's stupid for you to exercise. I know you guys are all thinking, what? No, my doctors say, look, at your age and your health, it's stupid for you to go out there and try to lift weights and be something. If you want to exercise, walk, do things like that. Just be more active is the best thing that we can do for our health at my age and my health condition. But going out there trying to walk on a treadmill, or I like to bicycle, so I still do that, but they don't even recommend that. You know, they're like, no, you don't need to exercise. You need to just be active. Chunky candy bars, yes. Heart problems also. I can't even pronounce that. Arthrocellulosis for me. Arthritis. Scoliosis. Yeah, James has that. A good friend of mine, James, has that too. Chunky Monkey. Now that's an ice cream. I've had get shots in my feet, ankles before. I go to the Philippines next. Yeah, I told you, Pat. I was telling Pat a while back, if you're going to go to the Philippines, and this is one of the big mistakes I made trying to live there, I wasn't healthy enough at the time. And so I told Pat a while back, I said, if you're going to go to the Philippines next year, you need to spend the next year getting yourself in the best health humanly possible so that you can go there and enjoy it. Nerve damage, yes, no. Ah, is the calcification of the main arteries. Oh, I didn't know that. All right, I guess I have no clue what I'm talking about. Ortho, okay, I got you. It's a calcification of the main artery. Ow, that's not good. So your main heart arteries are hardening of the arteries. That's right. Okay. I was thinking of arthritis in the spine. That reminds me, I need to get some Werther's Originals for my trip. There you go. I like the originals. I like the Chewies better though. Oh, do you guys remember hardening of the arteries? Yeah. You remember the caramels? Oh, did you guys ever remember? You guys had to remember. I miss these. Remember, we used to go and be able to buy at stores. They would have these bins of candy, and they would have these red, white, and brown pieces of candy. Had like cocoa flavor or coconut, and something else like vanilla and chocolate, like a Neapolitan piece of ice cream. Remember those? Man, I miss those. Lemon heads. There you go. Yeah. But I found supplements I can take to prevent it from getting any reverse. I can even reverse it. Wow. That is good. So yeah, for me, my heart issue is it's called a low ejection fraction rate. And then my electricity in my heart isn't right either. It's misfiring. So that's what my heart condition is. So it doesn't work. So, but yeah, that's cool. Got a bug or something flying around me. Yeah, I think it's good to do. You know, sadly, we all got to do what we got to do to try to stay somewhat healthy. I don't know. It sucks. The real question is, we have to ask ourselves, if we would have treated ourselves better when we were kids and not smoked candy cigars and candy cigarettes, would we be in better health today? That's the real question. Werther's Originals, yes. But I remember those little toffee candies and all of those. You guys remember that? Those little, MJ says, I still smoke them. Circus peanuts. Is that what those were called? Those little orange peanuts, circus peanuts? I didn't like the texture. I thought the texture was off. You know, I didn't like the textures of those. But I like the caramels. They're just too chewy, you know. Too chewy the older we get. We got to keep life simple. All right, my friends, it's a little bit after 8:30 here. I think I'm going to wind this down. I got to go in and work on packing up some more stuff, get some things done in the kitchen, try to get some rest, and plus I'm tired of listening to the construction work out here in my road. So the fudge circles? The fudge circles? I don't know if I would be advertising you like fudge circles. I don't know about that one, MJ. I don't know if I would be telling people that. You know, just saying, might be a little bit careful on that one. But all right, my friends, we hopefully will see you tomorrow, Thursday. It's been a beautiful day. We appreciate all of you guys. And, man, we're excited about going on vacation and taking you with us. So I hope you, the frozen fudge popsicles. All right, just wondering. just wanting to, make sure. But we thank everybody for coming in, and somebody's yelling at the neighbor or something over there. Foot circles are great, not easy to find in the area of the Philippines. No, 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 no. Pat, see ya. Tim, we appreciate you. MJ, appreciate you. Everybody else that came in today, we appreciate you guys. Stay safe, and we will see you hopefully sometime tomorrow. One of these days, I'm going to wake up early in the morning and come out here and do a live stream in the morning again. So, or maybe I'll be able to catch MJ or somebody else's. So, take care, my friends. See you soon.